everyone, hope you're having a great day. In today's video we're going to go into linking and unlinking feeds to different channels. So we're going to be exploring the /command link and /command unlink, and let's see what other things we get into. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new channel, and I'm going to call this let's start with the popular one, and let's do kill feed. So I'm going to create a new channel, and now I have my kill feed channel set up, and we're going to go into the first thing you have to do for every channel that you want to associate to a DayZ server, and that is to register the channel. So I'm going to do /command register, and you see you have your /register channel here, and I'm going to execute this command. Once this command is executed, the bot will display all of the game servers that you have associated with your account on our website. Whether you have a coupon code for a free trials, or you're actively paying for the server, or if you add a Chernarus server later on after you've set up your account, it'll show up here. In this particular Discord, this is our primary Discord. You can see we have quite a bit of games linked. These are the DayZ servers that we host and maintain. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to identify which DayZ server I want to link this kill feed to. In this particular case, we're going after PlayStation Livonia. So here we have the console here. Of course, if you host Xbox servers, they'll show up down here. I'm going after PlayStation, and my Livonia map, I have the same name for all the servers, so it's a little bit difficult to differentiate based on that. But what I'm looking for is this number right here. My game ID is it ends with 4_5, so that's what I'm looking for in my pull down menu down here. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to look for 4_5. That is my PlayStation Livonia server, and I'm going to select it. Once you select it, the bot will tell you that this channel is registered to that game server. What does that mean? What that means is from now on, every command you issue on this channel is associated with your PlayStation Livonia DayZ server, and it'll only affect that server. So let's get started. I'm going to try to link my kill feed to this channel. When you issue the command /link, you're going to see a bunch of different options. You have admin events that we can tie to this feed, base events, bounty events, death events, game events, location, placement events. And these, I'm going to cover each of these individually here in a second, but let's start with our kill feed. So what I'm looking for is death events. I'm going to select death event. If you're on the keyboard, you can also start typing a couple of characters and hit tab, and it'll autocomplete. And I'm going to hit enter. Once you hit enter, you're going to be presented with another pull down for you to select which type of death event you want to link to this channel. All of the different death events that the bot registered will show up here. For PvE death, you have infected, bears, falls, wolf, and there's a bunch of others down here. Hunger, suicides, vehicle explosions, bled out, and unknown. Unknowns are, of course, death events that show up in the DayZ logs that don't really give us a reason why. As new things come up and Nitrado issues, Bohemia and Nitrado push fixes out, we keep removing things from unknown events and give them its proper category. But this is basically a catch-all for those. So back to the kill feed. What we're looking for here is death by player. I'm going to select death by player. The bot will tell me that now death by player is linked to this channel, and that is basically it. From now on, any PvP death event that occurs on the server will show up on this channel. I'm going to navigate here to another server's kill feed so you can get an example of what that looks like. So here's a traditional kind of PvP kill event that shows up when it occurs. We have, of course, our little pictures that are randomized and changed just to keep things interesting. In the case where the survivor's name is known, it'll show up here, so you can see, who killed who, and some, stats about the death, who killed who, where it happened, how long the player survived for, and some dossier information about the weapon, where the hit was. This particular kind of highlighted red color shows up only for headshots. We do have a different color for brain shots, and then a different color for just regular body shots. Also have the kill streak information, and right now we have the location of where the killer was and where the deceased is lying. Quick note touching on that while we're here. This information is of course customizable, the location information. While I'm on this kill feed channel, I can say /location, and that will give me a location show, location hide, and what the status is. If we click on the status and we execute this command, this will only get displayed to you as the administrator, and it'll tell you that, hey, this is currently set to show. That's why when this kill occurred, you see the location link appearing here. If you wish to not display this information, you can go to location hide. And now in this channel, the bot will tell you that from now on, every PvP kill embed will not contain the location. Let me see if I can find, I think they're turned on all of it. That's just how we run this particular server. Okay, the other thing you can choose to show or hide is the nearby field. So if, for example, you don't want to put the exact location because you don't want to give away, let's say the kills happen in a base, and you don't want to give away that information, but you want to show around where that was. If you go to /nearby, you can also show the nearby field, hide the nearby field, and if you issue the status command, it'll tell you what current configuration you have for that. All right, so let's go back to our kill feed channel. Since this is for testing purposes, I'm going to add all of the events here, but if you wanted a new channel to post something else, you just create a new channel, registered, and the same functionality is there. So now for the death events, we covered the death by player, and you can see for the other deaths, you have all of the other kinds of PvE deaths. If, for example, you just click another one, that's all you have to do. From now on, all of the deaths of this type will post to this feed. All right, moving on, let's go into bases and building. I'm going to create a new channel, call it base feed. Now, create a new channel. What's the first thing I have to do is register my channel. Know that it's 4_5, so I'm going to pick that. The channel is now registered, and now I'm going back to my link commands. So now I have a whole category for base events. Once you execute that, I have, of course, the menu, and you have placings in dismantling events. So if a player placed a shelter kit, lowered a flag, packed a medium tent, I'm not going to read them all. This is self-explanatory. If you've played the game, you can tell what all of these do. But if, for example, I wanted to have a separate channel just to say, hey, on this channel, I just want to post when people actually create a gate. I have an embed for that. This is where they build the base gate, and I can also come down to this pull down. And let me see, yeah, when they raise a flag, I want to link that here. Now I have those two events here. Let's see what else I want to put here. Let's look for the watchtower right here, build watchtower. So that's all you have to do at this point. If anybody builds a gate or raises a flag or builds a watchtower, those embeds will post on this feed. Okay, let's see what else we have here. So we did deaths, we did bases. Let's go into placed events. So placed events are things that are not necessarily related to bases that the bot will keep track of, to store and give you records or where people are placing things. Placed events are more generic for things like fireworks, claymores, battery chargers, barrels, all the type of events that you have in game that give you a place dialogue in game will show up here. For example, let's say you want to set up a fishing channel, and then you can only link, hey, when this player placed the fish trap. I think we have another one that's related to fishing. Let me see, we have seed chest, tripwire, garden plots, and let's call it a hunting channel. Let's do snare trap, fishing, and what else do we have around here? Bear trap. There we go. So now these three events will post here. Let me show you now a quick example of how those embeds, what those embeds look like. Let me go here to the place feed. All right. So here in this channel, we've got a ton of activity. These are, what the sea chest placing looks like. And we got some fireworks. These are fireplaces. Let's see what else. We got more sea chests. Here we go. Barrels. More fireworks. More barrels. Let's see. Let me go down and see if I find another one. Okay. Here we have some of the Claymore events. They do show up with a different color to kind of call your attention that somebody's up to no good. And again, if you're running a PvE server or something, you can turn on location and the location will show up as part of the embed. That's it. Here we have a generator, different color. It's like define darkness in game. All right, let's go now to the build feed. Okay, in the build feed, if we map things like watchtowers, gates, and things of that nature, you can also link when the player, let's say, tears down one of these structures. So in this case, you can tell that the player decided to move and dug out or packed their shelter. Here we have a raised flag event. Medium tents. Here we go for the base gate. So the base gates show up again with a different color. Let's see what other interesting stuff we have here. I have a couple more flags. And there's a canopy tent. Yeah, here's a party. It's party time. All right, let's keep going. Let me go back to my kill feed channel. We had our let me go back here and see what else we got. Okay. So we covered death events, we covered base events and placed events. Let's take a look at what game events are. So inside game events, we have a bunch of generic stuff related to the game. We do keep track of fights. So a fight is an event that occurs in game where a player either gets hit a couple of times by a wolf or a bear or another player, but they don't necessarily die. So the death, of course, will show up in the death event. If you have, for example, we're highlighting wolf. If you have death by wolf located in your PvE death feed, but you also want to keep track on when players came close to dying but not really dead, this is where you would use the fights. So we have a fight with a wolf, a fight with infected, a fight with a player, a fight with a bear. We also have one dedicated just to mummies, if you have those in game. Let's see what else we have here. And that's it for fights. Let me see if I can find a quick embed. I think on our servers we have that defined. Those events are in the action feed. There you go. So here's a fight with infected. Got close. Here we have 5.2 health left. So this is an example of a fight with infected embed, and this is an example of a player versus player fight where nobody died, but the fight did get registered. So you can see who's beating up who. We've got, of course, your con and on-con events. And here we have another fight. Somebody getting beat up by a zombie. Let me see if I can find a mummy here real quick. Ah, there we go. Here's another one. Here's one with a bear. So this is a player that's getting mauled by a bear. Not necessarily dead yet. That's where that will show up. I think... yeah, we've got some claymore placings here. Ah, this is damage by fire. Oh, good. That's a good segue. Let me cover that. So, also in addition to the fights, we also have damage. What event? Yeah, game event. You'll see the category here. So that's, if the player takes damage from a barbed wire, for example, if you're keeping track of, somebody's near a base or something, you can link all of these events to your action feed. We also have damage by vehicle, damage from a bear trap. Let's see what other damage we have here. And then one from a tripwire, when somebody just steps over a tripwire. Okay, we have some other stuff here related to missions, but I'll cover that in the missions video. You also, of course, have your player connected, player disconnected embeds if you want to post those. Player con, player on con. And that is it for that. Ah, yeah, the leaderboard is here as well. All right, let's see what else we have. We did all of these. Of course, the location events. Yeah, let's cover that. So we create a new channel. Please, location feed. One more E than I needed there. Set that to private. Again, create a new channel. That's the first thing I do. Register this channel. I want to register 4_5. Those are my two. And now I'm going to go after location. All right. So for location events, we have a few different options. Some of them will be great for PvE only servers. It depends on what kind of server you're running. The location update will give you players online with the location link to app iSurvive. And that looks, let me go look at it for you. Okay. The location update, let me go all the way to the end. Actually, let's just stop here. The location update looks like this. So this is where you will have very detailed information on the gamer tags, the number of players online, and then you have your exact link coordinates. The location update map gives you the ability to display those gamer tags without the link, but every time there's a location update, you get a quick map with the location of the player. Let me see if I can find. There we go. We have another one. Here's another one with a couple of people hanging out around this area. So if you run a PvE server and you want everybody to know where everybody's at, this is a good one to use because you don't have to click on the link to see where players are at, right? You can just keep an eye on this channel, click on that picture from your phone, and you can see where everybody's at. Moving on, the heat map is, of course, looks just like a standard heat map would. And there you go. There's how the heat map image looks like. And then you have the update map with no labels. Okay, so this one looks exactly like this one would look like, right? Where you have the player's location, but the only thing that's going to show up is the red circles. You will not get the gamer tags. Next, we have location update map large circle. So this one is pretty cool. If you do want to have, hot PvP battles where you want to tell people where they are, let me try to find one where I have that functionality turned on. Give me 1 second. That is not here. There we go. Okay. So the location map with the circle, what it'll do is it'll print a fairly large circle where a player is. And the cool thing that we did is the center of where that player is randomized inside of this circle. So just because you have this big circle doesn't mean this player is exactly in the center of this, the radius of the circle. The player could be here, could be here, could be here, could be here, and that location is completely randomized. So if you have a PvP server that you want people to go to the same area, but you don't necessarily want to know exactly if he's hiding in a little house right here in this town, this is a cool map image to use. Let me try to find one where we've got bit more traffic. There you can see on this one we have a few players in this area. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 circles maybe, and you know that they could be here on the coast, or they could be here at sea, on the island, on Prison Island, or wherever, but you don't know exactly where they are. All right, let's go back to location, and I think yep, that's it for the location. Now the players online shows up under, if you're looking for it, pretty sure it's under game event. I don't remember where that is. Okay, I'll look for it. We'll get back to that. All right, moving on. Under the link command, we also have bounty events. So after you create your bounty channel and you configure all your bounty economy, this is where you would go to link your bounties updates to a particular channel. Of course, you have your tracker. That's the one that displays, when the players are online, in game, with or without location, depending on your bounty threshold. And you have explicit embeds for when a bounty gets completed, when it expires, and also you have the option to show when players initially connect and when a bounty disconnects. Let me show you maybe a bounty tracker that I have here. There we go. We've got a bounty tracker here. This will be the player connect embed that just says this player just connected and it's time to hunt. And here we see the survivor of what the player, the last character that they're using in DayZ. Here you have a tracker with location included. And let me show you a tracker without. Yeah, this will be a tracker without location included, and this is the player disconnected. That just tells you, hey, missed opportunity. The bounty you were chasing, he's gone for the day. All right, let me see what else we have on the link. Death game, base bounty, locations, place. Okay, let's go into the admin events. So this one obviously is for administrative events. If you've got zones configured, boosting detection configured, if you want to get summaries of events happening in your server, the admin feeds is where all of that is at. So we've got now a functionality for if you're a Chernarus server required an auto start, that's what it will show up. The beacon for the bot, you don't need to link this one. This one is more if you want to keep track of where the bot is working or not, but you can get that from our Discord. The base alarm summary is kind of interesting. Let me show you what that looks like. Let me try to find one. Well, here, now that we found the boosting, this is what the boosting summary looks like if you link that feed. So it'll tell you the gamer tag, the amount of events that took place. In this case, it was fireplaces. It'll give you the exact location, and also it'll tell you if other gamer tags were hanging out with this player when the suspected boosting event happened. The other thing that I think is very useful, it will display if there are bases recorded 25 meters from that event. So for example, you could have somebody making a mistake just placing a bunch of fireplaces and there's no base here, but if you for some reason see somebody placing a bunch of garden plots, we will tell you here, hey, they happen to be next to this base, so you know if they're attempting to boost into somebody's base. If that doesn't make a lot of sense, you can go watch our bases video. Our bot does keep track of player bases, and there's categories of that. It's basically tents, gates, watchtowers, and flags. Here's the Nitrado auto start embed showing up. Let me see. I'm trying to find the base alarm summary. Here's some more boostings. Okay, let's go. Let me try to find. Hold on. I have it. I'm just trying to find a base alarm feed. That's not it. Let me go here. See what I. Oh, okay. Here we go. So if you have a bunch of base alarms configured in your server, you can, as the administrator, subscribe to that summary event. And what that summary is going to look like is like this. It's going to tell you, hey, the last time I scanned for logs from your DayZ server, all of these base alarms are being triggered. It's going to tell you the name of the player, the base alarm that they triggered, what the radius for that base alarm is, and their distance to center. So if you've got a bunch of players raiding each other and all the base alarms are triggering, you can get a summary for a quick view here instead of having to check all the individual base alarm channels. Look, here we have a boosting suspected embed where two people were hanging out next to that gamer tag. So you can see this gamer tag was putting 3 garden plots. Autoban for boosting is enabled, and you see the 2 gamer tags that were hanging out in the same area. Of course, there is autoban configuration to enable, disable all of this stuff. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back to our admin events. Okay, so that's what the summaries are. We have boosting detection that we just covered. Build and no build zones, self-explanatory. It'll notify you if we pick up an event of somebody building inside the no build zone. Your autoban notifications, and then placings inside of no booby trap zones. Of course, if you're wondering if the boosting detection is customizable, it is. You can configure the number of boostings and the distance in meters where the boosting events took place. I'll probably cover that in a separate video just for that. I think we covered we covered everything for link. Let me last move on to unlink. So for every link command that we just covered, there is an unlink command associated with it. So if for some reason you made a mistake, and let's say here, let's go to the kill feed, and I'm going to hold on, let's see, linked events. Hold on, what was I trying to do? I'm gonna link. Yeah, we're trying to unlink. If I on my death feed for player, I linked something that was not, I don't want there. If you unlink death events, it'll now show you, yeah, I made a mistake. I didn't need bleed out in my kill feed, only death by player. So I can select that guy and unlink it. We also have a command for you to know what feeds are linked to what channel, and that's this one. Admin get linked events. If you execute this command, it'll tell you all of the different feeds that are linked to this channel, so you can make a decision if you want to move things around or not. Okay, I think that is it for linking and unlinking. I'm going to stop this video here, and I will catch you on the next one.